You ready for this? This is crazy. Ransomware payments may be tax deductible. I'm reading from Fox Business, folks. You can see as Fox Business because the NASDAQ is up 0.02%. Hell yeah, baby. Let's get them gains. All right. JBS, SA, and Colonial Pipeline, both critical units of the U.S. infrastructure, forked over multi-million-dollar ransom payments last month after cyber criminals threatened their computer systems. Yo, that reads like the fucking back of a DVD, or not even the back of a VHS tape from like 1993. Let me read this again and just like, okay, imagine this is a PS1 game and you're renting it at Blockbuster. All right, Colonial Pipeline, right, forked over multi-million-dollar ransom payments last month after cyber criminals threatened their computer systems. What the fuck threatened their computer systems? Bro, I mean, I can't. The silver lining, if any, question mark, those payments may in fact be tax deductible. Let's go. The hit on JBS, the largest food manufacturer yet to be hit by ransomware, was the second attack in a month on critical industry, as Trump would say, industry. After a gang of hackers, this is like an episode description for like a fucking early 2000s TV show ported over to Hulu or Netflix or some shit. After a gang of hackers targeted servers supporting JBS's operations in North America and Australia, production was disrupted for several days. What do you mean audio's not great? What does that mean? As far as I'm concerned, that doesn't mean anything. Audio's not great. Well, I mean, sucks for you. It sounds good to me. I don't know what you want. Like, audio's not great. Wait a second. How about this? How about this? Is this working? After a gang of cyber criminals, I'm sorry, I just can't with this. This is right. This reminds me of in the 2016 debate between Hillary and Trump, when Trump was like, "We're gonna be tough on cyber." Like, what? You're gonna be tough on cyber? What does that mean? Right? Okay, we're gonna be tough on cyber. Right before that, hackers believed to operate with impunity in Russia and allied states shut down operation of the Colonial Pipeline, the largest U.S. fuel pipeline, for nearly a week. Amazing. I wonder what the cyber criminals will do next. A gang of hackers. I just like... In both cases, officials who feared larger consequences paid the ransom. JBS confirmed that it paid the equivalent of $11 million to hackers who broke in its computer systems. Officials at Colonial paid a ransom of 75 Bitcoin, roughly $4.4 million, to get back online after a separate gang of... Oh my god! I said this like sarcastically earlier, but after a separate gang of cyber criminals using the dark side ransomware variant. Yo, these words, man. I'm sorry. Again, I feel like I'm watching like a fucking like early 2000s TV show, right? But I'm watching it on Netflix and I'm reading the episode descriptions before every episode. Okay, again. Officials at Colonial paid a ransom of 75 Bitcoins to get back online after a separate gang of cyber criminals using the dark side ransomware variant broke into the company's computer system. Although paying these criminals goes against the FBI guidance, the U.S. government offers a little noticed incentive for those who do pay. This is where it gets good. Deductions for ransomware payments are usually allowed under law and established guidance, according to multiple tax experts interviewed by the Associated Press. However, the IRS offers no formal guidance on ransomware payments. We know what this means, folks. Some officials fear, however, that the deduction is a potentially problematic incentive that could entice businesses to pay ransoms against the advice of law enforcement. At a minimum, they say, the deductibility sends a discordant message to businesses under duress. Now imagine, again, most of these businesses are paying $0 in tax, right? So, it's not like this is really going to affect their bill, but I feel like this is going to make a lot of, I feel like what's going to happen here, right, is they're going to try to, have these, tax deductions, and they're going to try to have, the government pay them back, and they're just going to do this as a way. Again, the government, paid back, I think it was Colonial, some bitcoins, right? They just gave it to them. So I feel like that's going to be something that they're going to try to do. They're going to, try to profit on both ends. Pay a ransomware person, or just write them themselves. Pay the ransomware. They have the money in their fucking secret account, and then they get the tax deduction, right? Then they might get a paycheck from the government, right? Sounds great to me. It seems a little incongruous to me, said New York Rep. John Katko, the top Republican on the House Committee on Homeland Security. This guy, a Republican, is against fraudulent fucking economic scams? Okay, interesting. Deductibility is a piece of a bigger quandary stemming from the rise in ransomware attacks, in which, again, sounds like a fucking episode description, in which cyber criminals scramble computer data and demand payment for unlocking the files. Again, this is Fox Business, so they're writing this for boomers. The government doesn't want payments that fund criminal gangs and could encourage more attacks, but failing to pay can have devastating consequences for businesses and potentially for the economy overall. For instance, the nearly week-long closure of the Colonial Pipeline, which transports about 45% of fuel consumed on the East Coast, sparked long lines and panic buying at gas stations across the Southeast. The attack on JBS SA, the world's largest meat processing company, that's one hell of a term. The two words, meat processing, that's doing a lot of work. Meat processing. Think about that, folks. Meat processing. What does that mean? What kind of meat are they processing? That's crazy. Threatened to disrupt food supplies. Doesn't affect me, bro. I don't eat that shit. This was a very difficult decision to make for our company, and for me personally, said Andrea Nogueira, the CEO of JBS USA. However, we felt this decision had to be made to prevent any potential risk for our customers. Who cares about your customers, bro? They're meat eaters. Alright, whatever. This is really funny, so I expect this to be something that's just going to be funny in the future. Goddamn. Meat processing. That's again, just think about these words that you're reading. When you read the news, think about these words. A gang of cyber criminals. Again, tell me that doesn't sound like a fucking Netflix episode description of a fucking early 2000s fucking drama show. You know what I'm saying?